Wait, how do I share?
Don't yell.
Okay.
You just need to
But-
change the channel.
Mariah, you can use that one. Hello. Ooh, careful. Bum, bum, bum.
Test.
We're just
Ready to go.
Can we just start? We're gonna start. Okay, I call this meeting into order at 12:08 p.m. Director of Outreach,
Present.
Director of Student Technology,
Present.
Director of Legislative Affairs,
Present.
Director of Finance, Director of Internal Affairs, and the President are all absent, excused. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
I
Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Open public forum.
Never mind. We're gonna have that problem again.
Okay.
This one also does not.
Now is the time for public comment. Welcome and thank you to those who are members of the public who are present in this meeting today. This segment of the meeting provides the exec board an opportunity to hear new concerns and new perspectives on current issues relating to the UW-Tacoma student body. The executive board will neither discuss nor debate topics raised in public comment. This is not because we do not value commenters' perspectives, but to ensure that any related action is taken transparently before a duly notified public at a future meeting. However, directors may ask clarifying questions to those giving public comment or request to meet to gain further insight after the meeting. In addition, ASUWT is committed to fostering a constructive and respectful environment in these meetings. As such, we kindly ask that all remarks made during public comment reflect professionalism, respect, and come from a place of mutual understanding that we all are here to advocate on behalf of students. With that, I will now begin public forum. And the only person from the public is Sam. Sam, would you like to say anything? Perfect. All right. We don't have any unfinished business, and our new business, STFC special allocations, Susan.
Yes, I spoke about this last week. It needs to be revoted on.
Is there something I should pull up?
No, it's the same thing from last week. Nothing changed. The same amount. I can pull up the
Can
amount.
you say the amount, please?
Yes. Let me pull it up.
Can you remind me why it wasn't voted on last week?
We didn't have our thing on public record.
Okay.
And so we had a revote just so it would actually be counted.
Okay.
That's annual. Yes, we voted last week.
Yeah, but Susan said that we talked about this last week.
We
discussed
discussed
it,
having
yeah.
to redo it last week.
Okay.
Okay. We in STFC approved a lump sum of $13,365.62 to fund. Let me count. Why can't I do math right now? 1, 2, 12. To fund, was it 10, Connor? Yeah, 10 proposals, and we rejected 2.
So someone needs to motion to.
Yeah, someone needs to
Approve the amount.
motion to approve the STFC special allocations.
Okay. Can you say the number amount?
The Do you want to see the number right here?
I motion to approve the $13,365.62 STFC Special Allocations Fund.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. STFC 2025-2026 fee?
Oh, I've messaged you guys in Teams about this earlier. Due to the time frame, we really aren't able to get data on it, which is an issue. Last year's data said that students didn't want a increase in the fee, but the Board of Regents in their kickoff meeting, they all said that any no increase in the fee would need to have really strong reasoning why. And just with the economic climate and to account for inflation, we will need to increase the fee at least some amount. So I am coming to you to ask what would be a reasonable number that you think students would accept.
What is it at now?
It is at $44. We can raise it up to $48.
And how much was it raised from last year?
$2 and $2 from the year before,
Okay.
I believe. We could do just a $2 increase.
So it raised to 46
It would
as
be
opposed
raised
to
to
the max
46.
being 48.
Speaking to
Would that cover the expenses that they are needed to cover? Adding the $2?
Because we ended up having more money than we initially thought, so we have a bit more wiggle room. We're still under budget, right? Over budget, I think. Yeah, we're over budget. That's the right word. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to load in.
I remember because I went to the student forum last year where Jay presented and said that she was going to get data for it. And I remember, I know you said it, but students mostly voted no, but they were in such a, what is it called, a deficit? They were in such a deficit that they needed to increase it. Are we at a point where we're again in a deficit that we need? Because I know last year it was a need, and that's why Jay and the exec board decided to go against students' wishes. So I guess that's one of my main questions is it an absolute need to increase it, or would it be terrible to just keep it at what it is for this year and maybe rediscuss it for next year?
I am trying to bring up the SharePoint right now, but SharePoint isn't working again. Connor, you it up. Thank you. We are right now, if only fees are used this year, we're in about a $200,000 deficit. And if we do a $2 increase, that would give us about $27,000 more for next year. Just based off of what they voted on right now, we have about $167,000 left, but that's going to go quickly because we still have a couple of wages, I believe, to vote on and a couple of necessary hardware ones that need to be voted on. So that's going to go quick.
Okay. Yeah. Ben, Mariah, what are your guys' thoughts?
I said that. I said if we increase it by $2, it would be a $27,000 increase. The expenses, currently we're being asked for about $795,000, and we collected $603,000. And if only fees are used, we're in a deficit about $200,000.
Okay. Because I also, sorry.
When students were surveyed, I'm assuming they were told how much it would be increased by, right?
Yeah, they were able to put an input for that. And it's just going 1, 2, 3. Like as you go up, less people vote for that because human behavior.
I also sorry.
No, yeah, no, you're good.
I know that for SAFC, they're technically they have less funds than they're being asked for as well. And I think that's just the way of
It's a common thing that
Yeah,
happens.
funds. So it goes back to the question of, is it necessary? Also, what can I ask? What would like a $1 increase?
A $1 increase would, Connor, I don't know how to use your laptop.
I also,
it's
like,
okay. I figured it out.
Almost
Phaedra.
want to give
Um,
a full list of what the STF covers
Yeah.
to students when they're surveyed so that they understand like how much that this fee actually covers.
Right. But unfortunately, we can't
No,
do
I
a
know.
survey this
Yeah,
year.
we don't have time for that. We are going to have a survey. I'm having my VP, not my VP, my vice chair create a survey after STFC is done. And it will be more comprehensive than the one we had when Jay was president. But a $1 increase would be about 13,700, which is almost 14,000. And just another bit of information, as we move out of COVID, all of the spaces that are being funded by STFC, the ones that have student workers, have resources that students can use when they're open, they're seeing like constant increasing. Like the makerspace increased by 300% in usage, and the IT help desk is also seeing similar increases. So we do need we need to invest in these programs and these services because students actually do use them. Technology is just expensive.
Yeah.
I would say at least $1 increase. I think that's reasonable. But depending on what you guys think, $2. Because it's not like
I
a
mean,
huge increase.
I think $2 is fine. I mean, I especially if it's been the constant for the past couple of years.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is a $1 to $2 increase would be reasonable for STFC. Okay. That is all.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
That's all I needed.
all you need. Like you don't
Yeah.
need a motion.
We didn't need a motion because
Okay,
we're
it
not
was
ready
just a
for that yet.
discussion. Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cool.
okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Sounds good.
All right, director updates. Ben, do you or anyone want to start?
I'll go ahead and talk about a couple things. First is the legislators from the 27th legislative district. So the legislative district that UW-Tacoma sits in will be holding a town hall this week and at Stadium High School. So it'll be this weekend, March 15th from 10 to 12, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sign-in begins at 9:30 a.m. So I believe they're not doing pre-signups for Q&As or anything. It's probably first come, first serve when you get there. Highly, highly recommend students go to this. These are all three very important people in the legislature as well. Lori Jenkins is Speaker of the House. Yasmin Trudeau is Vice Chair of Ways and Means. And Rep. Jake Fye is the Chair of Transportation. So these are all important decision makers in our legislature, and they have certain power and authority that definitely benefits us for our location, but we need to make sure that they know what our needs are. And moving in from that into our needs, there's a specific bill to keep an eye out for, Senate Bill 5785. This is a hard con bill right now. We are not in support of this one at all. Basically, from the Washington Students Association's assessment, what this bill will do is cut 18,000 students from receiving any state financial aid. Currently, students at the 0 to 65% MFI bracket get full aid. With this bill, the new policy limits it to 0 to 25% MFI get full aid. Anyone above that, they have to cover a certain percentage. Allows institutions to raise in-state tuition 5% more than they're already able to do. I believe the current cap is 5%, so it allows them to increase it by 10% per year. And it allows institutions to raise out-of-state tuition to the extent necessary. So there's no cap with that whatsoever. Now, despite this giving a lot of power back to the institutions, from my understanding, the Council of Presidents is not in support of this either, because what it also means is the state is going to apply the pressure to the institutions to raise this tuition. Basically, what this is trying to do is cut the need for more state funding to higher ed, so that they can allocate funding to other things, and they're pushing the cost back off to the students. Hard disagree on this. We've been discussing it more and more. Ashley, Holly, and I had a meeting last night to talk about potentially needing to organize a rally. So there will be more discussion about that moving forward. I believe the Washington Student Association and Washington Bus are also putting something together in Olympia to protest this. So right now, the only sponsor of the bill is Senator Robinson, who is the chair of Ways and Means. Her argument for this is that it's a hard decision that she has to make because of where the budget currently sits. However, there are other decisions that could be made that do not impact working students and working class people in the state, like this does. And I think there are better solutions than trying to push the bill back on to working families. So stay tuned for that. There should be more information coming around. So hopefully we'll have more out here soon. And that's it. That's it for me.
Thank you. Mariah or Susan, do you have any updates?
I have a couple of questions. So we have a few events coming up. One being Husky Fest, and I meant to ask this last week, but I had personal things I had to attend to. So Husky Fest is basically us being present for it would be important because it's new students, future Huskies coming on campus, and it'll be on a Saturday, so there shouldn't be like too many time constraints there. So April 19th, 11 to 3, and I think it's just on campus. So if you guys are interested in being there, I plan to be there. So I would really appreciate some help with that. Husky Fest. Yeah. So if you guys could like thumbs up a message that I'll send out later saying that you're involved or want to be involved with that, that would be great.
I'll try.
Okay. And then also I want to pass it off to Sam, who's here today as the public. He wants to talk about an event that's coming up. So Sam, do you want to come up?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I am I'm just reaching out for the upcoming block party event that's going to be happening on May 15th. It's from 11 to 4. And pretty much what I was just looking at was potentially for outreach to see if the ASUWT was interested in potentially having a table during that event. And it's pretty much just a time, if you don't know what block party is, for RSOs to sort of have activities, showcase the RSOs, and just a really fun day. And I thought that it would be great to have the ASUWT team there. And pretty much for an activity, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be related to ASUWT. But if you would like to, for example, get content, information, or just insight from students and stuff, that would be a great time. And I thought about that when sort of looking at this and looking at different ideas to do. We also have a committee as well that is meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., almost at p.m. That's a be a long meeting. But yeah, it'll be in the UWY 307, and then we'll just be able to finalize some ideas before we do some of like the quotes and stuff for some of the things we want to do in addition to food and in addition as well to some activities and stuff. So yeah, just a quick little shout out for that and a quick little invitation. And if you're interested, feel free to email me at uwtclubs@uw.edu.
Cool. Thank you, Sam.
Dunk
I
your
appreciate that.
ASUWT reps.
That would be cool. Yeah, Dunk Tank was pretty recommended a lot. We do like an Instagram poll. I believe that is all, besides the involvement fair that's upcoming for April 7th and April 8th from 11 to 2. I believe you have a table set.
Mhm.
So yeah, just looking up and looking forward to see you all there. Yeah,
Okay.
if available, of course. But yeah, thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, so
Perfect.
really consider attending both of those events and then the involvement fair also, which is next quarter. So we can think about that next quarter.
Yes. Susan, updates?
We had to move our STFC meeting to Sunday this week. It's going to be 9 to 4. Ready to go over everything. And I think we only have one more meeting after that before we are ready to vote in exec. So keep an eye out.
Cool. I
Yeah,
had,
you look like you have something to say.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like someone might have to leave, and if we can't push up their proposal that they're in charge of further on Sunday, yeah. If we can't move it up on the agenda, we might need to discuss it later. And then also the issue with the underestimating, that'll be a long discussion, so
Buddy or Connor, do you have advisor updates?
Good reminder. Elections are underway. Candidate filing ended, and then all of the candidates who want to continue to run should have attended a training. So we'll get that final list from Melissa. Just a reminder, if you are not eligible or not running for a position, be mindful that you are still a member of student government. So student government officials who are currently in seats should not be endorsing anyone who's running or talking about the elections without running it through Melissa. People come to you with questions. If they ask you about your positions, how you've done your role, please direct them to Melissa. She will better provide them with that information, whether you're running or not. It's just that makes it as fair as possible. And be mindful of when the elections are starting. Students will misconstrue that AUCWT is running the elections. So if there are people who are running who may currently be on student government, we don't want to have any conversations about bias or things like that. So always route questions to the AUCWT elections email. And in these meetings, as they are open, making sure that you are operating on this year's administration's things only, not talking about next year. Spring break is next week. No, it's not. I lied. Finals are next week. Spring break is the week after. During the spring break, the building will be open. However, the UWY is doing a refresh downstairs. The UWY has invested lots of money into the equipment that's being replaced on the first floor. They're adding a bunch of new features. So Cassie's really excited about that. When you get back, yes, Mariah.
Do you know if they're getting a hack squat?
I think
Sorry.
they have a hack squat.
No.
It's the one in the middle, but they're getting newer materials. So I can, if you go downstairs right now and look at all of the signs, they'll show you what's coming. They're also putting turf down on the first floor for better absorption of lifting, which is cool, and adding more dumbbells, all that fun stuff. But the original purpose of me talking about this is that the front entrance of the first floor will be offline Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the spring break week. So if you're coming to the office, you'll have to enter on the third floor or the second floor. So either by the basketball courts or court D right here. You can access the second floor, so the cardio wing, and then the gym, and then, well, not the gym floor, and whatever is over here. Oh, there's stuff up here. If you need dumbbells or things, there's not every apparatus. But when you get back from spring break, there'll be all the new fancy things to have fun with. So the Center for Student Involvement will be open during spring break, is what I'm saying, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our hours switch a little bit, but you'll just have to kind of find whichever way works. But we will work with Cassidy to advertise those to students. Just a note on public information that's being more well known. There's a lot of information regarding federal policy that's affecting the campus or potentially will. So if you're hearing things from students or you're concerned about things, please route those questions, concerns, things to Buddy and I. We will tell you what we can, but the institution is reacting as it needs to secure what we can do. And I will say, if I look a little stressed, if Buddy looks a little stressed, if our team looks a little stressed, we're just responding to what information that we have. Mentha and her executive leadership team are actively working to make sure that our students are supported through whatever comes our way. That's about it. I'll be here on Sunday with Susan for our marathon STF, Anastasia, for our marathon STF. But a really important thing for all of you to know is that you're all doing your dedicated work in your areas, and just check in on each other, especially when you know you're not completely aware of what's going on in certain areas. There's been a lot of intense work being done in the legislature, in the student technology fee, and think about SAM and SAFC as well. So just check in on each other when you're curious about what's happening, because these positions can become sometimes become very siloed, where you feel like you're the only one working on them. So STF is moving along, and they'll be done soon, and then we'll be able to move from there. Thanks.
Thank you, Connor. I've chair updates. Okay. So CCE information. The applications for this year for Campus Event Fund. So we're going until it'll be closed May 2nd, 2025. So applications submitted after May 2nd will not be considered for funding for this academic year. And then if you're applying for the Conference and Training Fund, it will be received until April 11th. And applications submitted after April 11th will only be considered for reimbursement. And then the entire fund will close May 23rd. So that's just to keep in mind. Are we meeting next week? Does anyone know that? Because it's finals week.
That's a great question.
Okay, so don't know if we're meeting next week.
I guess it just depends on if anyone has anything that's to talk
Yeah.
about in particular.
Okay,
If
cool.
it's like one thing, then it might just be put off.
But yeah,
well.
Susan might have something. Okay, well,
Just keep us updated.
cool. So we may or may not be meeting next week. Okay, that's all I have. I adjourn this meeting, or no, I can't do that. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Meeting is adjourned at 12:35 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, let's,
Yeah, you need your gavel.
yeah. I'm glad that you got it.
1 second.
What?
Did you just say Holly?
Yep. It's okay. And also my bag, Jordan.